And welcome back to the CSS podcast. I'm your host, Dave Wolfers. The gentleman in the middle is my son, Sam Wolfers, and the gentleman to my right is Charlie Crawley. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing good. Can't complain.
It's good. We do have a new member of the family in the podcast. Sam, you want to share the news?
Yeah, on Tuesday, my wife had our baby girl, McKinley. So she's 5 days old now.
Yes.
Yep.
5
she's
days.
5 days old. So she's doing good. It's been, knock on wood, but she's been neat so far. So.
All right. That's good.
And life will never be the same.
That is true. It will not. Yeah, we went out, got the call Thursday or Tuesday after she was born. And then Chris and I, his mom and I, hopped on a plane, went out there Wednesday, got to spend a couple of days in Colorado, and then flew back Friday, and long flight. Ugh. But and then we are driving out on Saturday. So yeah, spend a week out there with them. Take Lydia back and spend some time with the grandbaby, and of course the mom and dad too. So, yeah. But yes. So congratulations there. And we'll just go right into the week that was. FC
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the week that was, we got to get your other son's, Mr. Swifty there. We got to get his.
Oh yeah, forgot. That's right.
Yeah, Chief Swizzle.
That's
Sorry,
right.
why do we need this recap here?
Because it is the edition. You know, our
The news of the weekend, really.
Our
Yeah, that's true.
what do you want to call it? Our title is the Swifty edition, or the Swifty takes over town, something like that. So
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. So tell us about your experience at the Taylor Swift concert there, son.
I mean, it was fun. Really, really loud, as you would expect. Could barely hear her half the time because of the crowd, though. Yeah, that's really it. It was fun.
It was packed, right?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part? Come on.
I don't know.
Oh
no, because we got lost and thus couldn't find Lydia for like 20-30 minutes. So we were just wandering around downtown trying to figure out where to go. And the police officers were no help. They had no idea where we were supposed to meet, even when I told them where's the Queen City sign. They had no idea what I was talking about. So
Yep. So, but now you know. I mean, it was
Yep.
you were there, and you could say you were there with your girlfriend, and
yeah.
Lydia with her college roommate was there
Singing
as well.
every song, right? Benji?
Singing
every song, every word.
It was not, because I didn't know half of them.
And he was dancing though. I know that he was grooving.
Can shoulder swaying be considered dancing?
Oh yeah, dancing.
You
the seats,
sure?
right? Yeah.
Well, I guess those are the only moves that you have.
Hey,
so.
that's all right. So all right, they beat yours.
Well, that is true.
What a recap.
Yeah, that was. I should have had Lydia in here. She would have given us a little bit better recap.
She would have given you
of the-
guys
I feel
a
like,
much
I
better
feel like I
recap.
was there. Based on that recap, I think I was there. I know. So I feel like now. So
Well, okay, it was unbearably hot too, and I was drenched in sweat, and it did not cool down at all until like 11 o'clock when we were leaving.
Mhm.
So
if you were a true Swift, you wouldn't care what the
That's-
weather was like, or none of that would matter.
He did not wear a Taylor Swift era's costume. So
I'm glad they let him in.
I know.
Did he have to pay like an extra fee to get in or something?
He might have. Or he could.
yeah, it's called sweating my butt off.
He could have dressed up as one of her, boyfriends.
Yeah.
I think I would have gotten assaulted then.
But
Like the amount of people wearing "I hate so and so"
Yeah.
shirts was a little excessive.
Well, that's the Swifties for you. But
I did see one shirt too that said, "She told me this was a Bengals game. Where's Joe Burrow?"
Yeah, that's all.
So-
It's all a couple of those posted, etc. But all right, so enough of that riveting reporter, Les Nessman. Yeah. So,
Oh my God, they're turkeys!
okay, there we go. We're muting you now. So, thanks, Crawley. That was.
Hey, he firsthand. I mean, first person reporter there. We
That was-
figure we get something out of that.
That was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll never get back unless we just delete this segment. But we're live on
get it back,
YouTube.
so.
Yeah, I know we're not. All right,
Listeners can get it back.
let's move forward here. Give him a mic and he never shuts up. So, all right, let's move forward. We're going with the FC Cincinnati 2-2 draw versus the New England team. So, gentlemen, what's your takeaways from that?
Yeah, I mean, it was first, second place in the Eastern Conference. So you knew kind of going in it was going to be a tough game, especially not having, Vasquez, Miazga, Moreno, playing with some second tier strikers. So yeah, you knew you were kind of going to be up against it a little bit, but you thought being at home would help out. So, it's a little disappointing that, their win streak ended, but they didn't lose the game. They were able to draw, get a point, stay, I think, 5 points ahead of New England, I think it is.
I think 6. I think they're
6.
44-38. Oh, and that's actually Nashville now. Nashville moved
okay.
ahead.
Yeah.
But Nashville also has a game in hand. So
yeah, so we're still sitting nice in first place there. Baji scored 2 goals, which was nice to see. Kind of get him going because, Brenner's not coming back. He's officially gone. There's rumors that Vasquez may be on the way out. They're going to try and keep him for the remainder of the year and after the season's over. But they have a pretty decent offer from Gladbach there in Germany in the Bundesliga. So if it'll be tough. They're going to have to weigh their options. Do you cash in on him now? But yeah, I don't really have any major takeaways from the game just because we're not a full team right now. And we won't be for another 2 weeks probably with the Gold Cup still going on. So unless the U.S. loses today and then they'd be knocked out. But
yeah. So, Carly, did you get your tickets for Messi yet?
I tried.
Did you?
I did try. I was on at 10 o'clock. And when I first popped on, I could have got a ticket for like 210 maybe. And within 10 seconds, it just went up to 300. Then another 10 seconds later, it was at 400. So, I wasn't willing to spend even 200. So once it started going up, I said, forget it. And then, thousands of dollars over at that. It's Taylor Swift all over again because now their seats are over $1,000 and stuff. So, I might, every once in a while I'll check and see if, as we get closer to the game, maybe some price will come down just because people want, decide they need to unload them. But I did not get them.
No.
We are, as of now, not going to that game.
Not going to that game. Wow.
But
yeah, so yeah, reading the paper, the draw, we all think it was. I think that was a good draw for FC Cincinnati, especially not having their guns. I hear somebody.
yeah,
she wants to make her appearance. But yeah, not having our scores and still being able to get a 2-2 draw, and it still keeps the home win streak alive. According
the
to
unbeaten streak.
the unbeaten streak, not the win streak,
Yeah,
unbeaten streak. Yeah. So, yeah.
there was something that happened in a game that only 3 times I think has happened in MLS history or something, where Baji scored 2 goals for his team and scored 1 goal for the other team. So it was the 3rd time that it happened. Now
I
in his
mean, both
defense,
of-
because I didn't see
yeah.
the game, but I watched the full highlight package, whatever, where they show a lot of the
Yeah, that's what
plays, and I mean
Yeah.
that's as unlucky of an own goal as you can get. I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't even. A lot of times own goals are off a cross, and you're trying to clear it, and you accidentally hit it wrong, and it goes into your goal. But I mean, the ball bounced off Celentano's hands and basically deflected off Baji's back. He wasn't even really paying attention to the goalie and bounced off his back and into the goal. So it's like, goodness, that was about as unlucky as you can get. But
Yeah,
still,
even New
good trivia
England's
fact
second
now.
goal was kind of fluky as well. I mean, Gaddis had an opportunity an easy clearance of a header.
He
He just
missed it.
completely whiffed. He
Right,
whiffed.
it. That was on
Yeah,
him.
and then that led to the second goal. So
Whereas he wouldn't be playing if Miazga was there.
exactly.
Miazga would be in that spot. So,
Yep.
So I mean, in FC, since he did, I mean, based on the statistics, they controlled the game. They outshot them 22-9. They had more possession than New England did. So and I think they drew, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't look it up again, but I think they drew in New England at New England earlier
pretty sure
in the
they
year.
did. Yeah.
So I mean, obviously those two teams are pretty evened up. This is going to be in the next couple of weeks are going to be big because they're getting FC's getting the new forward. I believe he can start playing the next game if he's fit and integrated or whatever. But I think July 5th was the day that he could come back or he could officially start. So they probably won't start him, but I could see him maybe getting, especially if I assume Vasquez won't be back yet. So I would think he'd at least get some playing time and then moving forward.
Yeah, because I mean he's a designated player, so he's going to be a regular starter. Kind of finds his groove in MLS.
Yeah, him and Vasquez would start together. They'll
Yeah.
start together, I would think, down the road.
Yeah,
And
he's essentially going to be taking Brenner's spot that we really haven't replaced. So,
all right, and then who they got next coming up?
Charlotte next Saturday at Charlotte.
At Charlotte. All right,
They're a middle of the road team, 10th place in the East, 24 points. FC Cincinnati's at 44. So a team they should beat, but just like in any,
they're playing on
soccer.
turf in a football stadium, so you never know.
Yep, that is true. Well, we just wish them the best of luck, and then we'll be back here next week, and hopefully with a victory for the blue and orange. Moving, speaking of oranges, going to the Bengals here. Any news that you guys want to talk about Bengals wise? Anything that's popping up on your guys'
Just
radar
waiting
yet?
on these extensions to finally happen. But,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Burrow's waiting on Herbert. I think that's who he's waiting on before.
Problem is Herbert. If Herbert's waiting for Burrow, then it's not like Burrow can just say like, I'm going to wait on you, Herbert, and you have to go first, and Herbert has to go first then.
Right.
So, I think they'll let it string out because again, they don't have. There's nothing that they have to do.
Right.
They have to do before the season.
Right.
They should,
Right.
but I mean, Burrow's still under contract, so.
Yep.
So I don't know of anything Bengals wise. I mean, OTAs and stuff didn't seem like there was any, no issue, injuries or anything came out of that. And Jonah Williams he still hasn't really gotten on the playing field yet. He's still, I guess, still recovering, but sounds like he's more all in for trying the right side and seeing what he can do there. So I guess he's accepted that fact. So.
Yeah, someone probably told him, hey, when you hit free agency, you're not going to be a left tackle anyways, so you might as well switch over.
I will say I would be glad. I would gladly trade Jonah Williams for a starting pitcher for the Reds. I would gladly do that.
Yeah. Yep. That is something there. So one other tidbit of local flair here for everybody. Yesterday marked the first day that the Bearcats were included in the Big 12. So they are no longer in the American, and they are a full-fledged member of the Big 12 starting yesterday. And the city, along with the Swiftie concert and the Reds, They did have Rheingeist had their Cincy Light beer. They had Dan Horde ring it in, and it was a special occasion for them. And Rheingeist was pretty full with Bearcats up there celebrating that. So hopefully, if you're thirsty and you want something on the lighter side of a craft beer, buy that, and that will help the NIL cause for Cincinnati athletes there at UC. So shout out to the Bearcats, and hopefully, football season here, Big 12, Oklahoma's coming. Can't wait for that game. Can't wait to see how they do in the Big 12. So
it'll be here. What is it, like 80 days away or something?
Something like that, yeah. So looking forward to that. And moving on to the Cincinnati Reds. A couple of news and notes. Today, Alex Diaz was named as an all-star for the Reds. Our one and only all-star, which, deserving. He deserves it. But I think, a couple of other guys could have made it, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in segment 3 of the Red section. So let's go ahead and, before we recap, the games this week, our main man Stu is back. So had probably the biggest at bat of the game.
Your main man Stu.
He had the biggest at bat of the game because he took
hour there.
He was down 0-2. He pinched hit for Rake. Was down 0-2, and he drew a walk. And then we all know what happened next, right? Ty Stevenson, 2-run bomb. But yeah, so Stu, player of the game right there. You heard it here first. So.
Okay.
All right, let's get the Reds this past week. Those last 6 games, they went 4-2. Took 2 or 3 in Baltimore and 2 or 3 from San Diego. It was, in Baltimore, it was just, god awful weather. Rain, that first game that they lost, I don't know if they should have even played that. They should have probably played a doubleheader the next day, but it was just miserable. I mean, when Brandon Williams, couldn't see, couldn't even see, and you're trying to throw a baseball. It was very, very difficult for them. But, they went on to win the next 2, and then took 2 or 3 here Friday night, and then on today's game. So, what do you guys have to say about the Reds here, 4-2, another 2 series victories?
Yeah, it's just good after losing the series to Atlanta to bounce back and go 4-2, win 2 more series, and kind of solidify yourselves as like a good baseball team, right? And not, hey, we got hot for 12 games, but now we're going to go back to that, 450 win percentage pace kind of thing. But I think now Baltimore is a good team. Baltimore, they took 2 out of 3. San Diego, record-wise, isn't they're supposed to be a good team.
Yeah.
On paper, they're a good team.
$360 million team,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so they took 2 out of 3 from them. That's just kind of what they're going to have to do the rest of the way. Just take 2 out of 3, win series, and the 12-game win streak was nice, but I'm not expecting them to rattle off another double-digit win streak here. But as long as they're winning series and staying in first place, I think that's all we can really ask for.
Yeah, I agree. I think going to Baltimore, Baltimore's a solid team. I think they have maybe 3rd best record in the American League, Texas and Rays. So you go there, and Baltimore's playing well at their place, and you can take 2 out of 3 against them. I feel like the Baltimore and the Reds are kind of like this somewhat parallel team. Maybe Baltimore's probably a little bit ahead, because I think they got kind of kickstarted a little bit more last year with some of their rookies coming up. But both young teams, not the best pitching staffs in the world. doing, I think a little more with the offense, but getting better. So I think that was big. And then the Padres, you can't take anything granted against the Padres because they should be really good, and they're just not for whatever reason. So it's good not to let keep them sleeping. That's what I said as they came here. I'm like, don't wake up the sleeping giants there, and let that happen later in the season when they're playing somebody else. Because anytime I can see them reeling off 12 in a row.
That lineup is
out of nowhere. So I know that's what. So the fact that they beat 2 out of 3 against them, and to me the biggest takeaway, those 6 games. Well, actually I should really probably just say more of the Padres series is they had 3 good starts from 3 young pitchers, and that's been their biggest weakness. We all know that the starting rotation is by far been the biggest weakness, and for 3 young pitchers, 3 rookies, not just young, but 3 rookies, to do what they did, that's a good sign because they, I'm to the point where I'm almost boycotting watching the game when Weaver starts, and the 5th starter is either the law firm or some old guy they're going to bring up. I heard some dude, Brett Kennedy or something, from AAA, who was an independent league at the beginning of the year. That's again another one. We still lead the league in independent league pitchers, I'm sure. So
hey, it is the 4th of July, so hey, independence is.
I guess
we can do that. So
So anyway, so those 3 pitchers that actually have a legitimate chance of being, in the starting staff, at least contending for the starting staff when we continue, hopefully continue to be even better moving in the next year. For those 3 guys to turn it on for Ashcraft to, because he's just been, we all know just how bad he's been over the past 2 months, and for him to finally have a good start against a good team, and Williamson to, before the rain and everything had a decent. Oh, that was the Baltimore start, but the San Diego start was pretty good, and then Abbott today. I mean, he went the 7th today, and
7 2/3 today.
Should have won the game. He deserved to win, and So that to me is the the biggest positive takeaway from these this past week.
Yeah. The offense clicking, just how fragile, I guess, our bullpen can be, right? I mean, Saturday.
I think the arms are ready to fall off some of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, Buck Weaver comes in and boom, it was like boom.
Buck Weaver, Buck Farmer and Luke Weaver together.
Buck Weaver. Man.
I mean, they both have been not bad just in the past week.
Yes,
So.
and then Alex, I'm not here anymore. Mills. Oh my, that was horrible. That was torture to watch that yesterday.
Well, he wasn't even in the independent league at the beginning. He literally was on his couch. He was doing what we're doing right now. I mean, that's how close
he had his own podcast
to the majors. So the fact we're pulling him out, I mean, he wasn't even any good for his former teams.
No. But
hence being released.
Yes. Made his debut, and that was it.
But is he any worse than Luke Weaver?
Yes. That day he was. Yes, I would say. Right. I think at least Weaver, for some reason I don't know. It's that first inning. After the first inning, he pitches okay.
Well, he pitches good for the 2nd and 3rd inning.
Yeah. Yes.
I just heard. I heard the stats. I think it was earlier today where first inning the teams have like a 1.2 OPS against them.
Yeah.
It's god awful. And then 2nd and 3rd, it's like 0.5 or something. And then the 4th, it starts creeping back up. It's like 0.8, then it's like 0.9, then it's back up in the 1s. And then they started really laughing because they said he doesn't even have any stats for the 8th and 9th inning because he's never made it that far. So.
No. Has he even made it out of the 6th?
7th?
I don't think
he might have made to the 7th inning.
I think he did, and that was the game that he lost 2-1. I think it was out in Arizona. I think he went 7 innings.
Never made it to the 8th.
Yeah. So, but yeah, here's a stat too. It's like the Reds are 6-0 in Abbott's starts or last 6 starts, and Abbott has a 1.21 earned run average. the Reds are also 6-0 in Weaver's last 6 starts, but he has a 9.91.
And they're all no decisions for him.
Yes, exactly. But hey, the Reds are 6 and 6-0 in his starts, and the offense. I think they just have to. It's one of those things. They're like going, well, we got to score at least 6-7 runs this game, so let's start swinging. And then, Saturday they were like sleepwalking through the first 3 or 4 innings, and then finally they woke up a little bit. And Spencer Steer.
Well, no team's offense can score 7 runs a game. I mean,
no, right? I know, but
that's called a pitching staff. Like, yeah, So,
yes.
But anyway,
but yeah, let's move on here. Let's take a look at. We talked about Alex Diaz. We'll skip number 2, but we'll come back to it as the All-Star. Do you think anybody else deserved to be on there? Do you think anybody could have? I mean,
to me, the only guy that had Steer.
That's who I was thinking too. But
other than that, if you just kind of look numbers wise, nobody really jumps off the page.
Yeah, they have a bunch of good players at this point, And McLean's numbers, if the All-Star game was only over 45 games, he better be an All-Star. Yeah. But he just didn't play enough, so he's going to be dinged for that. I mean, so I agree. Steer would have been my next person, but there's other outfielders or whatever position you would put him in that didn't get in either. Fernando Tatis didn't get in, and Juan Soto got in. He should not have got in.
Yeah,
he has not been that good this year. He's playing well now. He is hitting well now, but again, should not have been in. So,
yeah, I think the only person. Diaz, like I said earlier, does deserve it. Steer has an outside shot, I thought. And same thing with McLean. I thought maybe he might have had an outside shot, but depending on who, the reserves were going to be. But, the Cubs got 3 All-Stars, and they're in, 3rd place. And it's just like, or 4th place. And it's like,
well, that was Swanson should not have got in.
Yeah,
he's having a down year for him.
Right. So that's why I'm saying it's like, McLean might have, but it is what it is. But use this as fuel for the rest of the year. And I wish Diaz. I mean, I know Diaz is going. He said he's going. He wants to go. But I wish he would just stay home and rest for 4 days and just because the last 3 times he's been in, it hasn't been lights out. And gosh, he's starting to remind me a little bit of Cordero. When Cordero would come in and walk somebody, guy would get a hit, and then he would retire the side after that. But and Diaz struggled again today a little bit. And I don't know. I just think he needs a little rest and a little refocused and come back strong for the second half. And David Bell just has to do a better job of managing that pen somehow or another. I don't know. It's tough to be in his shoes, but I don't know. So
I just don't think he trusts enough guys after, the 6th inning. And I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't.
He likes Sims, he likes Diaz, but I don't know. Say both those guys aren't available for whatever reason. I don't know that he likes anybody else or would feel confident. And so I think it would just be matchup and kind of just his gut. I don't think
the law firm is coming back, so I think if he
maybe
because he was going to him a lot early in the year. In key situations, and so hopefully he can come back and bridge that gap for us or be that 5th starter like he was, the opener.
He should be doing that for Weaver starts. At least try it.
Yeah.
Well,
that is true.
But then Weaver will come in and then
in the second inning,
second inning.
So I don't know. He has to do something. I don't know what, but I don't know. Eat some Wheaties in the morning instead of Cheerios. I don't know. Whatever his routine is, he needs to shake it up. But knowing baseball players, he's probably shaken it up enough already because Jonathan India clean shaven, trying to break out of his hitting slump there.
Another one that should, your Bell's way too stuck to just doing the same thing over and over again. India should be batting about 7th right now.
Yeah, and Hillman
Steer should
Steer
be in the 3 hole. They
should be flip flop, but
at a minimum, you move India to 2 and you bring McLean to 3. So
yeah,
best hitter should be hitting 3rd, and right now that's McLean.
Yeah,
I mean, right now our worst hitter is hitting 3rd.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Our worst hitter was hitting 6th today with Votto.
Oh, true. He's batting like 110, but
yeah, he's
0 for those last 22 or something like that.
he might need a 3-game bench in here.
Yeah. He needs a little break. Just a little bit.
He only had a 75-game break. He needs another 3.
He needs another break. He's 39. I mean, come on.
God.
Come on.
If he gets another break, maybe
He
he'll
needs-
get back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, no. He has
How about
3
he's
balls.
not that good anymore? How about he's 39 years old and he's lost it at this point?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't know if you
even
could
more reason to give
see.
him a break.
I don't know if you could see over my shoulder here. Today was the Votto City Connect jersey poster. There he is.
Great.
Yeah.
He's staring right
That
at your
along with the
shoulder.
bobblehead, the shrine to Joey Votto, I guess. But yeah. All right. Our next little segment here. We talked a little bit about this, but I was listening to it was a Locked On Reds, and shout out to those guys. They have a lot of insight and about the Reds and what they're thinking. But they had a question from their mailbag episodes, like, who would you lock up long term next for the Reds? They did Hunter Green, and who would be the next person that you would want to lock up to eat up some of that arbitration years?
De La Cruz.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the consensus. But if you say, okay, let's
Take
not
De La Cruz out.
Yeah, take
Probably
because
McLean. Probably McLean. Or maybe even Abbott. One of those two guys would be. But you already got a pitcher. So I'd say, De La Cruz 1, McLean 2 be who I would do. Lock up that middle infield.
Spencer Steer, anybody? Or do you let him ride arbitration?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think upside wise, lock down the guys with a higher upside at a cheaper price early. So that's just my thinking from it. And, that's probably going to be the Reds thinking too, since they're cheap. So,
yeah, I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with, obviously LA and then Matty McLean, lock those two guys up. And then if you have, the next year or year after that, go with a, Spencer Steer and maybe Nick Lodolo type, or an Abbott, whichever the one is the better of the two. Yeah. And right now it looks like it's Abbott, but a lot can change.
Right.
So it's always risky locking up pitchers unless you know for sure. But we need to do what the Braves do, right? Lock up their young players early, and we also need to, sort of like the Tampa Bay Rays. It's like, okay, maybe we need to let's get rid of people before
right as arbitration starts.
Yeah. Let's get rid of them
coming up.
Yep. And rebuild, and that's the thing that they talked about is, we need to keep rebuilding our farm club. We're going to have to trade some players along the way that it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be some hard decisions, but we're going to have to get rid of those to get some players so that we can sustain this level of success and not just a 1 or 2 year flash in the pan. And we have to, break it down all over again, sort of like the 2020, 2021 season, right? Where, when we got rid of Baker and Brian Price, and it was a rebuild there, was bad.
They missed on every single trade that they made.
They did. Well, because they waited.
Part of that, partly because of that. But then, also, just literally every single guy that they got back was injured or just straight up sucked. So, I mean, you just turn that into a 50% hit rate. That's so much better than what they ended up actually doing then. So, I mean, they still have they'll have a high first round pick this year. I think they
Seventh,
sixth or seventh pick. So, as baseball, the baseball draft is a little weird. It's not necessarily the best player, but it's the best player that you think you can sign. So, but still, you should ideally that should be somebody there that can come be ready to contribute in 2 to maybe 3 years, depending on where you're drafting them from at a high school or at a college. So.
All right. Now let's go to our top performers of the past week. So, pitcher, who do you guys have?
I went with Ashcraft just because of with that one start, how promising that start was, and just God, if he could get, he doesn't have to be like the first 6 starts of the year, but if he's just even close to that, he's a legitimate, starting pitcher in the for the Reds. If he's a 4 starter, I don't need him to be a 1 or a 2, just need him to be a top 5 guy. So if he's, to me, that was, just the promise potential of that, I should say, with that start. So I go with him.
Yeah, I said Abbott just after his performance today. Just another gem. I mean,
yeah,
you could say, I mean, every single one of his starts has been a quality start. Has been really good. He only gave up 3 earned. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's been dominant. He's been great. So hopefully he can just keep that up, and he doesn't, get that rookie wear down kind of towards the end of the year. So
yeah, they're gonna have to look at his innings at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's made every
that's
start.
Why I was a little
year.
surprised that they let him pitch into the 8th today. I thought maybe that being up to, maybe
they saw the bullpen and they were like, let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Guys were like reattaching their arms as they were sitting out there,
They're like going, let's see here.
Let's see.
Buck pitched.
I need Alec. Oh, wait a minute. We let him go. I need Wong, whatever Wong that dude was.
Salazar. No, Salazar's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Cruz pitched 20 times already since he's been back, and Ian Jabot.
Oh God.
Yes. I had Abbott as well. His stats for the week: had pitched in 2 games, 13.2 innings, gave up 6 hits, only 2 earned runs, 20 Ks, and 4 walks during those 2 starts. So that's pretty dominant. But I like your take, Crawley, on Ashcraft, because if he can, does more for the mental psyche of him, because his stuff is electric. But if he can get that mental side,
and that's the thing with those guys. Like, Ashcraft's stuff when he's on is better than Abbott's. Abbott's stuff is not high ceiling,
right?
He just is a control pitcher, and he can place, locate things well. I was listening to like the Riverfront, and they had a former pitcher on there. They have pretty regularly on there, and he was like, in my mind, Abbott's a number 4 starter at best. He just because his stuff isn't as high level as Hunter Greens and Lodolos and those guys, but he's like, if he can, he just knows how to pitch though. Yeah. So he can, but from so that's why I put hope into Ashcraft, based on this last start and based on earlier in the year, if he can figure it out how to pitch. But he can't be awesome or just god awful. He can't be Weaver versus Scherzer. You can't have that. That's not a good MLB pitcher. So he's got to figure out somewhat middle ground to a little bit better than that type thing. So you can't do some.
You can't be going up
7 runs
and then down the roller coaster.
Start,
yes. It's not a roller. It's not a ride at Kings Island. Yeah. The up and downs. But all right, our hitters of the week.
I had Steer for that. Him hitting that, the walk off on Friday was just another great, moment. And just somehow they figure out ways to win after the Padres kept coming back. McLean ties it up on the last out, and then De La Cruz got thrown out at home, that goofy play, and kind of feel like all the momentum's
I kind
gone.
of want to talk about that play
You're
because
like,
that
oh,
was
you're just like, oh crap, this is not good. And then Steer comes up and just launches one. So, so I gave it to Steer. I don't know if his statistics are the best for the week, but they got to be up there.
They're close. They're up there. Yep.
So.
Yeah, I gave it to Steer too, just for his clutch moments. Really, 2 of them in 1 week is it's pretty good. So,
I mean, I had a tie. I had Steer and Tyler Stevenson. Tyler, he was 6. He was 6 for 15, I think, including today, 2 home runs. Starting, had a couple of 2-hit games. Starting to hit the ball to right field hard, like he did all of last year. So that, to me, that says that he's seeing the ball a lot better and making solid contact. And gosh, if we could get him hitting like he did last year, just I mean, this lineup would be. I mean, we're already deep enough, but I mean, this just stretches you out another batter and somebody else that I have to worry about. It's like, good gosh, who's if Votto's not in the lineup, who are they going to try to get out, right? Yeah. So I had both of those guys because Spencer Steer was at 400 as well, 8 for 20. But he had 3 home runs. I mean, I think both of them deserve a shout out today. And Sam, you said you mentioned you wanted to talk real quick about that play.
Why can't MLB ever get that play right? Like I've seen multiple instances where they have gotten it wrong. That play at the plate, blocking the plate, right? Sanchez did not have the ball. And if De La Cruz doesn't touch the plate, why doesn't he touch the plate? By rule, it's because he's blocking the plate, which you can't do if you don't have the ball.
There's something about it, a ball hit to the infield. That changes the whole
You're
rule.
allowed to block the plate.
By the rule, it actually
So then can you get run over?
Yeah. I think you could.
So on a ball, if he'd have just ran his ass over, what happens? Like
he probably would have got suspended 4 games, but
exactly.
But
so then no, the rule you can't.
Well,
you can't
he needs to come in. I mean, he needs to come in Ty Cobb wise, right? Come in.
Well, yeah, he's got to come in feet first. Yeah, and he's got to break his ankle if you're going to do that.
Something like that. Yeah. Not intentionally, but you've got to.
I'm not a fan of sliding, face first into home plate.
No,
I know they wear those stupid guards now, but still, it's a great way to break a finger, break your wrist. So, but yeah, I don't know
do it that way.
Yeah,
but I know because that way they can slide.
It makes sense, but I don't. Now, now you're telling me the ball hit to the infield catcher can just sit on top of the plate. That's stupid. I don't understand it. I didn't know that. I was not aware of that portion of it. So that's to me, that's even dumber now. Now I'm more.
I didn't know it either. They said it during the telecast.
Right, they did.
I learned it. So they pulled up them, rule book 15.6 or something. Ball hard hit to the infielder. The catcher has more leeway in how he's positioned than a throw from the outfield in some way. So, I don't know if officially you can block the plate per se, but because of the timing of a throw from the infielder is so much quicker than I think that's what it boils down to.
But it wasn't a bang bang play. Like he didn't even get a tag off. But
I'm just saying that the ball's coming in faster or quicker from an infielder than from an outfielder, so you have less time to think about it and position yourself and give the opening to the plate like you're supposed to from an outfielder. So I'm just trying to justify or explain the reasoning, but I didn't know that until the telecast was talking about that when they were challenging the play. Because I thought the same thing. I mean, I think from what I knew beforehand, it was blocking the plate. I mean, Sanchez's foot was in a way where De La Cruz did not have a clear path to the plate, and I thought that's the rule: is you got to allow them a clear path to the plate, and that didn't happen. But I learned that it changes if it's a ball in the infield versus a ball in the outfield.
So what if it's cut off by the first baseman and he's in the infield?
No, then because if from the outfield. If the ball's
but
hit
the
in the
throw's
outfield,
coming in from the infield, so
But
the
that doesn't matter.
reaction time's the same.
yeah, but it's not. The ball is in the outfield.
I just told you how stupid it is.
Yeah, but
right
the ball's
there,
in the outfield, so the catcher can come out, see the throw.
Well, maybe if he wasn't such a fat piece of crap back there, maybe instead of putting the worst athletes on the field behind.
Nope.
There you go. Fixed it for you, MLB. All 30 major league teams.
I think the Russians are listening because they cut you off. We missed that whole rant. So your internet was. So yeah,
it's Manfred.
MLB was not happy.
Yeah, Manfred. Yeah. But anyhow, let's move on to our predictions. We did this back in March, right before spring, not before spring training, right before the opening day. So our awards. So we had the Corky Miller Comeback Player of the Year Award, the Big Donkey Sabermetric Award, Spuds Sabo Rookie of the Year Award, Mario Soto MVP Pitcher of the Year Award, the Brandon Drury You Won't Be Here by the All-Star Break Award, MVP, Pedro Barbone Rubber Arm Award, the SOB, which is the Son of Bob Executive or Coach of the Year Award, the Tommy Pham Slap Yo Mama Not on My Fantasy Team Award.
Oh, by the way, I won that for sure.
I don't know. I
just looked to see who I had, and you can't beat me on that.
I might. The Mike Minor League Player of the Year Award and the Dr. Teddy Kremchek IL Award winner. Plus, we also had our most important position player, and we said what was the Reds' record. So I think the way that we are going to do this is we'll recap which ones we said, and then Charlie made this suggestion that we can either keep it or change, but I'm going to add a caveat that we can only change 2. We can't change every single one of them. So you have to ride and die with a couple of them. So all right. So here we go.
Look at my list again here. Real quick.
Yeah. So the Corky Miller Comeback Player of the Year.
No longer on the team that I had. So
yeah, I know.
I might just keep.
Sheesh. Yeah, I can go. Whatever. I got my guys ready to roll.
The Corky Miller. Who'd you have?
I had Votto.
Votto. All right, you going to keep him?
I'm going to keep him because he still could be. As of now, but they don't really have a lot of other options for that award. So I guess one of these pitchers that are in theory coming back at some point. So yeah. I'll keep him though. I'll keep Votto there.
Sam, who'd you have?
I had Jonathan India, so I'm going to keep Jonathan India.
Okay. And then I had Joey Votto, so I am going to keep Votto as well. Okay, our next awards, the Big Donkey Sabermetric Award.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. I had Spencer Steer, so I'm keeping it.
Keeping Steer. All right.
Well, I have Will Myers, so I've got to switch here.
I get a point for that
one. I'm switching it over to Steer as well.
Okay, so go ahead and put Will Myers down first, and then put a /Steer. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was explaining that.
Kind of have to change that one by default. So
yeah. All right. I had Jonathan India, and I think I'm going to change that to Spencer Steer as well. I think I like that a lot. So. All right. Our next one is the Spuds Sabo Rookie of the Year Award.
I also had Steer. For that one, first, I don't know if there's other ones I should change.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it for now, but I'll reserve the right to come back at the end of this and change that one if I need to. But
if you haven't used your 2 yet?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So I will keep it for now.
All right.
I'm happy with picking.
Well, I was going to say, that's a good pick, yes. Sam?
Yeah, I had De La Cruz, so I'm going to stick with De La Cruz. Just because I'm already looking at my list and I'm going to have to change other ones. But I think once the rest of the season plays out, he's going to have a chance. So
I had Will Benson, and his 1-for-20, I got
His
sent
start,
down. His start hurt him, right? But today, the Padres threw a lefty, and David Bell did not change his lineup at all. I mean, he batted 4 left-handers against the Padre. It was a TBA type of thing, and everybody was thinking
it was like a bullpen game. So
yeah, everybody was thinking maybe Darvish would pitch because he was supposed to pitch on Friday, and he didn't get to pitch in the series, which good for the Reds, but yeah, so gosh, I'm gonna go with Matty McClain, and that's my 2 change. So
you've already used them.
I already used them, baby.
There's only 3 categories. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Our next one is our MVP Pitcher of the Year award.
MVP Pitcher of the Year?
That's what it says.
Oh, and I see it down. The Mario Soto
MVP Pitcher of the Year. Yeah, pitching award.
Okay. I had Lodolo, so I'm changing that.
Okay.
I'll go Lexus Diaz.
Okay.
I had Hunter Green, which I really want to keep it, but I just don't know that he's going to come back in time. But I've got to change. I've got to make other changes, so I'm just gonna have to stick with Hunter Green.
You're going with Green.
Yeah,
I had Graham Ashcraft. I got to roll. I'm rolling.
Yeah, you have to.
I got to. The rest
based on your own rules.
That's right. Based on my rules,
he's really regretting those rules now.
No, I'm okay. All right, our next one is the Brandon Drury. You won't be here by the All-Star break. The MVP of this team.
I had Stevenson. That's probably not the best pick at this point. But look here real quick. I think I can change. I think I can change this. So
okay.
Oh no, God. Actually good. That's kind of tough to choose who the MVP of the team is.
Yep.
In a positive way. No, I'll keep it. I'll keep Stevenson.
All right.
I reserve the right to change that by the end, but I'm going to right now keep it. So.
All right. So who do you got, Sam?
Well, I had Will Myers again.
Well, you got part of it right? He won't be here, but he's not the MVP.
50% right. Yeah,
yes,
he won't be here, but he's not the MVP. But I'm going to keep it just because I don't think our current MVP is going to be traded. So if you put both parts together, I think I'm in the clear.
Yeah, but we were just.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but I'm going to just.
Well, because Brandon Drury really was the MVP of the team last
year.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. But yeah.
But our MVP won't be traded. So that was the whole fun. So if you want to if you're going to keep him.
I've got another guy that I've got to by default.
Okay.
Like I said,
all right.
I think I'd rather switch him out. So I'll just keep Will Myers.
Well, okay. All right.
My preseason predictions were not the best.
Yeah. All right. I had Tyler Stevenson as well. And of course I'm riding with the tie man.
I'm going to change it now. I'm reserving my rights, so I'm using that right now. I'm going to change it to McClain.
McClain. All right.
Yep.
McClain. Yep. Well, all right. So we'll see. I have him for the Rookie of the Year, and you've got him for the MVP. So I think if he's the Rookie of the Year, he has a good shot to win MVP or vice versa. So, all right. So here we go. We got the Pedro Barbone Rubber Arm Award.
I had Fernando Cruz, who has done a lot better in the last month. So I'm going to keep him.
You're keeping him.
For a while there, I was like, ooh, he's going to be rubber arming for Louisville pretty soon, but I'll keep him.
Well, you kind of have to because you used your two.
Yeah, but I can go
replacements.
back and fix those other ones. But I'm gonna keep them without changing anything else.
All right, Sam.
Yeah, so I had Luis Sessa. So by default, again, I got to change it.
He's got a rubber arm, all right.
I went back and listened to the episode, and my logic was, well, he's going to be the fifth starter, and then I picture him being the long reliever. So,
Yep.
But,
Who do you got now?
But, well, so I just kind of looked, and Buck Farmer. He's got the most innings out of anybody in the bullpen. So I'm going to change it to Buck Farmer.
All right. I had one or two. I put Ian Jabot or Revere's St. Martin.
God.
But I'm sticking with Ian. So Ian Jabot, he's a rubber arm, right? Not very good.
Rubber
Bounces
belly,
all over
too.
the place. Yeah,
Jesus.
yes. It's the T falling off. So, and then the SOB Executive or Coach of the Year.
I had Freddie Benavidez, and I'm definitely keeping that.
All right.
Yeah, and I had the Double-A manager.
Double-A.
Got to keep that one too. Although I wish I would have went Double-A, but oh well.
Yeah, I had Nick. I'm looking for a Hall Crawl, and I'm keeping him. I think he's going to do some wheeling and dealing here. Get us our starting pitcher or reliever that we need. And then the Tommy Pham, slap yo mama, not on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I had the best pick. I had Luke Weaver. So
that's
I
good.
absolutely would not him want. He'd be my last pick on my fantasy team. So of any current red. So
all right.
Yeah, I had
Nick.
I had Nick Senzel, and I guess I got to keep it. Although he hasn't been terrible, I guess. But
I had Chad Pender and Connor Overton, baby.
oh
So
my god.
yeah, so
At least my dude's still being horrible playing.
well, hey,
Those guys are even in the league anymore.
that's why they're not on my fantasy team anymore.
I know, but it's even worse when they're still playing and they're not on one of my fantasy teams.
Well,
so.
yes, but
Not only playing, but our top 4 starters.
Well, I'm rolling with both of those boys because they are not on mine, yours, or anybody else's fantasy team. Mike Minor League Player of the Year award.
I had De La Cruz. I'm good with that.
Good with that.
yeah, I had I didn't think he'd be called up as soon as he was, but
All right.
And we're all
And
stuck
then-
with who we have, unless you're changing one of your previous picks.
Yeah.
So,
And then I had Marte, Novelli Marte. I'm keeping that. So
oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
still
he
in the
might
that's
be.
it. He might be. Yeah.
if
I
I,
think
had a switch,
right now it's going to be him versus CES. I think.
Yeah.
if I had a
reality.
switch, that's who I'd have given it to. But
CES. Yeah. And then the last one is our Dr. Teddy Kremchek IL Award winner.
Hey, this guy's coming. It sounds like TJ Antone I had. So it sounds like he's coming.
Yep.
I had Nick Senzel again for this one, so he's already had a stint.
Yep.
Probably have another one or two before the season.
Not as long as Antone.
Yeah. I had Senzel. If I want to change, I'd have to drop Steer from my Sabermetric award and probably go with Lodolo because who knows if that guy will come back this year or not. But no, I'm keeping it because mine was Nick Senzel as well. So there we have it. Any changes? We're rolling. We'll review this at the end of the year after the Reds come up with their awards. The records. You guys know what I had 10 games over. I just want to, make sure that everybody realizes and remembers that I was the only one that had them winning more than 70 games out of this crew. I had them winning
72.
72, but I had them winning more than 70. I was 10 games over. 10 games over.
I had him winning 70.
So there you go.
Right, and I had him winning 62.
Yeah. So we know who the pessimistic people are of this group, not the positive guys. So yes.
Yes, because
I'd say
72.
72
So much
is-
positivity.
That's 10 more games than they won last year. You go back to March, nobody was believing that. Now we're like,
Well,
now it's are they going to win 82 games, 92 games?
92.
So,
Yeah.
They are not winning 92.
no, they're not winning 92. 85 is where I think I would be
Good.
I'd be ecstatic with 85. All right. Let's move on into our trivia. Last week, Sam, you had the trivia question of, you want to repeat that?
So it was, you guys got it, but it was which NFL division has not had a team host a Super Bowl? And you guys got it. It was the AFC North. Neither of those 4 teams have hosted.
All right. And Charlie, you got this week's?
Yep.
All right.
So I have a list of the current MLB players who have the longest service time.
Oh,
wow.
So give me the top 5 players, not based on their age. I mean, their age is going to play into it, but who has played the longest?
Verlander's probably up there.
He is, and I'll give it to you. I'll tell you what kind of slot they are. So he's 4th right now.
He's 4th.
Votto?
Nope. He's top 10, but not top 5.
Oh.
Wow. Verlander. Miguel Cabrera.
He's number 1. He's the only one who was debuted in 2003. That's still playing.
What about?
And Verlander was 05. Just to give
05, yeah. Not Andreas, is he? Oh,
Elvis ain't now.
No.
He's not top
Andrews.
10. Yeah, Andrews.
That's tough.
Service time.
What about Wainwright?
10. Yeah, he is number 5.
5.
So he also
2 and
debuted
3.
in 05.
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Yeah, you're missing 2 and 3. Wainwright debuted 2 months after Verlander.
What about Nelson Cruz?
He's number 6. He was 6 days after Wainwright in 05. So.
We're getting either early 05 or 04 at this point, probably.
There's 1 from 04, and then the first guy in 05.
Not Greinke. Greinke.
Yeah,
Greinke?
Greinke,
Yeah,
04.
Greinke.
Okay.
He's the 04 guy, number 2.
And then
Guy.
not Scherzer.
Yeah, he's top 10, but not.
Yeah.
What about Charlie Morton?
Nope.
No.
Pitcher or position player?
Pitcher. Debuted June of 05, month before Verlander, basically.
June of 05. Wow. Pitcher.
It's a good one. Don't know.
That is him. Wow. Yeah, I don't know that I could. Is Felix Hernandez still throwing somewhere?
King
Don't say-
Felix.
Bartolo Colon, is he out there somewhere?
He would be the winner if he was still pitching. He probably is for like the
Somewhere.
Mexican League or
Somewhere, I
something.
thought, yeah.
The Panamanian League or something.
Something. I'm just trying to think of. Has to be some sort of reliever now, is my guess.
Leave it to the listeners, and
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
give it to you next week.
Yep. I guess we'll
I
have
guess
to.
that's what we're gonna have to
Let
do.
you
Yep.
think of it at some
So,
point.
so yeah, if you think you know the top 5, go ahead and shoot us a Instagram DM message or on Twitter at Cincy Sports Scene, or you can email us here at Cincy Sports Scene at yahoo.com, or you can leave it in the comments here on the live stream. So we'll check if anybody's watching. And nope, nobody put in anything right now. So, all right, we're going to move forward here. Charlie has the topic of the week, and
I just want to make sure we're still rolling with this.
Yep.
For this week. Okay.
Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got about 30 minutes. If you think it'll take that long?
Shouldn't.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So we're playing a game called Rank 'em. So I got this off the Doug Gottlieb show. We do this as a regular segment. I'm going to give you just a series of lists in a sense. Sometimes I'll give you like choices on the list. Sometimes you just got to think of it on your own. And then you're going to rank them for what do you think is first, second, third, that kind of thing, from the list. Okay. So the first one is rank the Cincinnati coaches. And your choices are Wes Miller, Sean Miller, David Bell, Pat Noonan, and Zach Taylor.
Oof. And this is just our opinion. There's not really.
Yeah. This is I don't have any evidence. I don't have any like actual answers. This isn't like a test question or anything. So who do you think is, and you can just start with your third pick. You don't have to give me your fifth, but who's your third, who's your second, and who's your first?
Right. I'll go. I got Noonan as third, Taylor as second, Sean Miller as first.
Whoa, Sean Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noonan third, but I'm putting Sean Miller 2, Zach Taylor 1. Zach Taylor's made a Super Bowl. Sean Miller's not even made a Final Four. So,
any rebuttal on that? We good? I like that. Okay. No David Bell love.
He was fourth on my list.
Make a real playoff, and then we can talk.
Okay, like it. Okay, so rank them. The other AFC North teams outside the Bengals.
I'm going to go Browns 3, Steelers 2, Ravens 1.
That's what I had. Yep.
I just can't. I can't put the Steelers third, even though they are. I don't think that's that'll be how it plays out.
All depends on Watson, right? If he shows anything like he did before his hiatus,
so
team could be pretty good because their defense is
with the AFC North. No team has won the division 3 years in a row. So keep that in mind. Maybe the Bengals are the first, or they just fall in line with everybody else.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that. I would say talent-wise, the Browns would probably be 2. But Mike Tomlin is the X factor to keep them above whatever the Browns bring to the table.
Yeah, they haven't had a losing season.
The fact that they had a winning record last year still astounds me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
All right.
Okay, so rank them. The best Reds rookie of 2023. I'm not talking about down the road. I'm not talking about potentially. I'm talking about right now in 2023, best Reds rookie. And your choices are Will Benson, Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, or Andrew Abbott.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
I'm going De La Cruz, Abbott, Steer. And that's tough because I really want to put McClain in there.
I had Steer, Cruz, McClain. So 3, 2, 1.
So you're going McClain 1, and Sam didn't even put him in the top 3.
Yeah, I wanted to put Abbott in there. I was like, okay, do I put Abbott in? But I'm like, you know what? Steer plays every day. Abbott goes once every 5 days. So I went with. Yeah, he is pretty damn good. Yes, he is. He is. I'm not taking anything away, but
as I was thinking. So you said who, Dave?
I had McClain 1, Cruz 2, and Steer 3 as of right now.
Fernando Cruz?
LA.
Yeah, that's true. Not a
Yeah.
rookie, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
So would your answer change if I change the one word in the question and say most important Reds rookie of 2023?
Well, Will Benson will be number one, you know. Actually, Stu, you didn't put Stu in there, but he's not a rookie though. So.
Mine would probably change. Most important, I'd probably drop Steer completely and put McLean back in.
And Abbott would probably go in mine.
Abbott would stay in mine.
See, I think for me, I think Abbott's number one.
Yeah.
If you go to the most important.
Yeah, if you go to the most important.
He is the starting pitching staff.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
Right
But I thought about that. I was like, that changes it for me. Best versus the most important. So
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Rank them the top 3 best Cincinnati based food.
Like brands or specifically the food?
Just
or just
something
whatever
however you want to do it. Just that's it's known as a Cincinnati type food.
Yeah. So
however you want to do it, brand versus type of food, whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. You can go first on this one.
I'm thinking. So
I'm still thinking too. I know I got my one. Food and drink or just food?
probably just food because
I was thinking food.
All right.
yeah.
Food. Okay.
After you do the food, I'm intrigued to see what you were thinking with the drink. So you can tell us afterwards what was coming to mind.
Wow. I haven't. I mean,
Well, I've got mine now. So
all right, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
La Rosa's, Geta, and then just Cincinnati chili, specifically Skyline for me. But
That's
I
I had okay. I mean, I only had 2, but Geta makes it now. So Geta is 3. I had Montgomery Inn barbecue sauce is number 2, and then I had a 3-way. That's number 1. So
okay. What was your drink?
I was just gonna say just Rheingeist in general, just Cincinnati
Yeah.
Brewery.
Okay.
I didn't have a specific.
So
drink.
nobody's a Graders fan, huh?
totally forgot about graders.
I like Graders, but I mean UDF to me UDF is just as good. So
Well, you could put UDF on there.
I could have.
I like Mount Healthy Dairy Bar, but so that's me. I like the soft serve, but I will eat the hard stuff too, from graders and stuff. That's good. Yeah, didn't even think about that.
Okay, made you think here. 2 more.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So this is out of my wheelhouse, but it's in your both yours wheelhouse. So that's why I'm gonna throw it at you. Rank the 4 majors in golf.
Oh,
Okay. I've got mine.
As in best to play or
Just how you rank them. What do you think is the
it's
the best to
probably
the
the
4?
same. So
Yeah, I've
All
got.
right.
You want me to?
go ahead. You can go first.
I've got PGA at 4, the Open Championship at 3, U.S. Open at 2, Masters at 1.
I had the PGA at 4. I had the U.S. Open at 3.
No,
And I
you
had
didn't have the same.
I had the Open Championship at 2, and then the Masters at 1. So yeah.
The only reason for me is it's just a little too early.
Oh, that's the best is because
I'd much rather watch from like 1 to 5 with an app. So
yeah, but you could get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch it till 1, and you're done. And oh yeah, great. No, I just like the courses over there. I don't know, something.
Yeah. Okay, last one. This is probably the most open one.
Uh-oh,
The top-
Sam's gone.
Oh, Sam disappeared on us.
Are you still there, son?
yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
We just can't see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the top 3 things that have happened in baseball this year. Doesn't have to be Reds related. Just Top 3 things. Rank them. Top 3 things that have happened in baseball this year.
God, I can't even remember.
So I guess I'll go with these 3. So the perfect game. Who just threw that? Domingo Herman just threw a perfect game.
Yeah.
The
Domestic
World Baseball
abuser.
Classic. World Baseball Classic. Oh yeah, I know, that's why I didn't really
Yeah.
want to put him on there, but still a perfect game. Haven't seen one of those in 11 years. World Baseball Classic, and then the Reds 12 game win streak.
Yeah. Good.
This is what I had. I had Ellie's cycle. That just was awesome. And then I had the Reds 12-game winning streak. And then I had Ohtani versus Trout in the World Baseball Classic. That's my number 1.
That was good. Yeah,
What was yours, Crawley? What was your 3?
well, those are good. I mean, I would have had some. The only one probably outside of the ones you guys said that I thought of was the rules changes.
Yeah.
Just because of the impact that
That's true.
how baseball is. And I mean, the Reds have how many stolen bases compared to last year? And granted, this year, they actually have athletes on the team, but the rules changes definitely help, across the board with that.
Yeah.
So,
We could have said the reverse boycott out in Oakland. That was exciting.
Well, Manfred didn't even think that was important, so I wouldn't have put that in there. So.
It was more of a joke.
Yeah. I mean, but that is something that happened. I mean, in terms of the A's moving,
Right.
You could put that on the list. And I'm guessing if we were doing this podcast anywhere in California, that would be a top 3.
Maybe.
True, maybe they just don't care about the A's. That's true.
Yeah, because they don't care about the Angels.
They would have Shohei, but they still would have Shohei on there.
Well, yes.
And what he's doing. I mean, right now you
Yes.
got the AL home run leader.
Yeah,
with
and
a
pitching
3
leader,
point.
He's got the
You got the
triple
most
crown in his
strikeouts
MVP
and
for
stuff,
him.
so.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could win the MVP and the Cy Young and Silver Slugger or Hank Aaron or whatever. He could sweep the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he could become a Red next year.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Castellini's are going to open up the checkbook to $500 million player.
That's right. That's right. And cut
more than that.
Votto comes off the book. We got that 20 mil. So we got 20 mil.
Hell, if you trade for him this year, you'd get a pitcher and a hitter.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think they should trade CES, Marte, De La Cruz for him. I bet they give it. We could get Ohtani then.
Yeah, I don't want to give up De La Cruz. But,
I know.
Yeah, but I'd give up the other 2, and throw in Luke Weaver.
Yeah,
go back
to salary.
Yeah. And maybe we can get Chad Pinder back and we can include him in the deal.
That's right. Get Pinder. What about what's his name? The unforgotten or the forgotten first baseman, opening day first baseman.
Oh, Bossler, Jason
Bossler. Jason Bossler, baby.
He's raking in AAA.
He is.
No, he's not.
Oh, I know.
There you go. That's
Ramos.
The game.
All right.
There's your game.
That's good.
Rank him. So good job.
All right. That was good. Like that. Next week, it'll be my turn. I'll have a couple of different things that we'll be doing. I'll send it out. Next week, we'll be broadcasting from Sam's house out in Colorado. So I'll bring the equipment out there and we'll be broadcasting from there. So until then, we just want to say, hopefully the Reds keep winning. They've got 1 week until they're out taking 4 from the Nationals. And then where do they go?
6 from the Brewers.
And then 6 from the Brewers. Yeah. They go 3 Milwaukee All-Star break, 3 again. So
there's next 7 on the road. So see what happens. I mean, they really need to take 3 out of 4 against the Nationals.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do. And
preferably 2 out of 3 from the Brewers to put a little more distance. So.
Did you see that thing with I thought it was interesting with the All-Star game selections today. The 4 former Reds pitchers are on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
I sent that text to you guys.
Oh, that's
As
right.
I
You
saw
did.
that,
Yeah,
I
was
saw
like,
that
four.
before that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Two guys in the name of Gray. I mean, that's
Yeah.
coincidence there. So
Yeah.
Now
Just,
Lorenzen is 2
funny.
teams removed, but still.
Yeah. But still, I mean,
Only a
Gray
couple
never
years
actually
ago, so.
pitched.
Gray
for
never
the-
pitched for the Reds. Yeah, he was a
Right.
prospect. But
Yeah, he was a prospect. So, but the Nationals needed one person, right? So,
that's true.
Uh,
Yeah. So did
he
the
wouldn't have
Tigers.
made it otherwise. So.
right. So yeah. All right. Until next week. Hopefully, we can we can win 2 more series and still be in first place by the All-Star break. And we may have, I don't know if the producer will have the 1-year anniversary show ready. If it's not ready next week, it'll be ready the following week, and we can relive some of the clips. This is episode number 50, by the way, that we're just doing. Relive some of the clips from the past 50 episodes from the 1-year anniversary, and hopefully, we'll get some laughs of that as well. So until then, have a great week, everybody. Take care.
See you.
Take care.